Greetings. I'm talking to author Kazimbi Bediako, author of the series Behutet. And a startling discovery inspired you to write the Behutet trilogy series. Can you elaborate on what happened?
Right. The first book, Behutet, the Warrior Within, was basically inspired by an experience that I had in teaching history to high school students. Um, I was asked at one point to be a substitute for a high school class that were teaching in ancient history, and I discovered coincidentally that um, the children weren't at all interested in learning ancient history. They were sleeping. They appeared non-attentive, to what I was saying, and it also reflected on the exams that I gave them, where they really did not do well on the exams. It showed that they did not study, right? So my task was to get them to motivate them to study. And it was during the time of the Biggie Tupac feud that was going on with the rappers. So I came in early one morning and I heard this commotion in the hallway. And when I got there, some of the students that appear to be non-interested, that appear to be quiet, that appear to be um, um, non-studious, were dynamically and vigorously rapping, imitating these two rappers. And then I thought, wow, if I can fuse that with history, and so I began to teach history and the major characters, compare them to contemporary rappers. And then I asked some of the students to do an analysis of those ancient figures in a rap song. And to my surprise, those students that were non-attentive appear to be very, very dynamic, very excited, very enthusiastic about the work, and did well. So, in looking at that, I began to understand also that one of the reasons that they were really not attentive to ancient history was that there were no black heroes. Right, a lot of the heroes that they were taught were Greek and Roman heroes, so they could not identify with that. So one of my tasks then was to go back in history and find these black heroes, so we could teach them to our youth, so they begin to learn to share in the historic development in the world and realize that their people was a part of that. So that's what led to the research on and the writing of the first volume, Behutet, the Warrior Within.